All the time that I was married to Robert, there was never any sign of a baby. And there was other fellas that I took a chance on. I always got away with it. So after a while, you just presume that it's never going to be a problem. I put it down to a side effect, if you like, of living with someone else's kidney. I'd always been a regular, but after the transplant, my body was all over the place. I used to think of myself as being on the pill. It just happened to be an anti-rejection pill. Then this happened.
So whose is it? Who's the father?
It's Steve MacDonald.
Look, Mr. Barlow, I've not got an argument with you.
Well,
I think
good.
I can forgive Peter for what he's done. You've got another thing coming. I want nothing more to do with him.
Oh, please, for Simon's sake, don't lock Peter out altogether. The child needs to know who his father is.
I really liked him, Peter. I still do. And after Robert and Dev and, well, all the other mistakes, it felt like something worth working at. So we spent the night together. And the very next day he dumped me. Just like that. He dumped me and he went running back to his wife.
Left you with a bun in the oven.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that at the time, but still, I was gutted.
So why did you tell everyone it was right? I mean, if you're talking about humiliation, I'd rather be dumped by Steve MacDonald than up the duff by Roy Cropper.
Well, because Steve's happy with Karen.
So?
So? I mean, why cause them any trouble when you've got the Croppers? Desperate for kids, but they can't have any of their own.
So you said it was Roy's out of the goodness of your heart, did you?
That's right, yeah.
How much do you need to borrow?
£10,000.
Is it business or pleasure?
A bit of both, we hope.
Right, well, take a seat. I'll just print off your details. Won't be long.
It's never going to agree to that much.
The night of Shelley's hen do, I was looking to cop off. Well, I was feeling really lonely and I just wanted to prove to myself, to prove that I could. Only I couldn't. Everybody else seemed to, but the fella that I fancied, he only had eyes for Shelley. And then I saw him spike her drink. He dropped some drugs in a drink, so I threw the drink in his face. I saved her, Peter. I saved her from getting raped on a hen night.
Tracy, why did you let this fella get away with it?
No, I took the rest of the drugs off him so that he couldn't use them on anybody else.
You should have reported him. Somebody walking around like that, they should be locked up.
I told everybody. Everybody that was there, but nobody would take me seriously.
No, but if you still had the bag of drugs,
no,
then...
they all thought that I threw that drink at him because I was jealous. Which I suppose, yeah, I was. At first. But the fact is, this scumbag, this filthy scumbag that I fancied, was prepared to drug a woman to get what he wanted. And as desperate and pathetic as he was, what he didn't want was me. So my self-esteem's pretty low at this point, and my opinion of men is even lower. And I've got a Hayley Cropper, Hayley Freak Show Cropper, giving me advice about relationships. And I've got this bet with Bev, that no man can be trusted, that they're all the same, even Roy. And then it comes to your wedding, which I know to be a farce and a sham. And love is in the air, everywhere you look. And it's all so romantic and phony and a lie. And I'm the only one that can see it. So I'm sat there in my bridesmaid dress and I open my bag. And I'm looking at this little bag of powder. Still there from the hen night. And Roy's there on his own. And he's got a glass of champagne. And I just want to get out of there because I am sick of the sight of loving couples. So the next thing you know, it's plink, plink, fizz, taxi for Cropper.
You drugged him?
But that's all I did.
That's all you did?
I didn't touch him.
He thinks he got you pregnant.
Oh, he couldn't get his own clothes off, let alone get me pregnant. No, I just undressed him, Peter, and I put him in the bed. That's all. And for a couple of minutes, I felt like a winner. I couldn't wait to tell Bev. To see his face in the morning, I was dying for Hayley to find out. But then I turned the light off. And I lay next to him in the dark, listening to him snore. And I cried myself to sleep. Yeah, well, I didn't know it at the time, but I was 3 weeks pregnant by then, so that was probably something to do with it.
With what? What you did? Or why you cried?
Both?
Tracy, this is way out of order.
Well, you're in a big glass house yourself, so don't forget that.
Everything I did everything so I didn't hurt anybody.
Oh, rubbish.
And you're the opposite.
Look, I am not proud of any of this, but I...
So why didn't you tell Roy afterwards? Why didn't you put him out his misery?
I never actually told anybody that we had sex. Not at first.
Tracy, you must have done.
Once, maybe.
Once is enough.
But that went no further.
Well, it must have done, because people are still thinking it.
I told Emily, but she didn't tell anyone.
Weren't you embarrassed by what people were thinking?
Yes.
So why didn't you just admit you never touched him? I mean, you didn't have to mention the drugs.
Because at the time I told Emily, I'd only just discovered that I was pregnant. I wasn't sure that Steve MacDonald was the father. There was somebody else it could have been, and that was far more embarrassing.
Tracy, what can be more embarrassing than Roy Cropper?
A while ago, my gran started seeing a man called Wally Bannister. He was funny and charming, and he was in his 70s. We all thought that he was a millionaire, and he came on to me. He was in his 70s, Peter. He was going out with my gran. But he was very persistent. And eventually, I gave in to him. But he wasn't a millionaire. He was a dirty, filthy-fingered old gardener. He tricked me. He slept with me under false pretenses. Do you know what that feels like? He conned me. And it wasn't until the day of my first scan that I knew for sure that he wasn't the father. So at the time, I was planning on getting rid of it. It was easier to just let Emily think what she was thinking. At least I was in control of the Roy scenario. And anyway, nobody was going to find out. It didn't seem to matter. And then the Croppers came round, attacking me, calling me a monster, saying it was no wonder men aren't interested in me. And I lost my temper. I wanted to destroy their cosy little lives. So I told Roy that he'd made me pregnant and I was getting rid of it. Just to get back at him. And then it just got out of hand. Hayley left him, Roy tried to kill himself. There was no going back.
She's putting customers off the beer. I'll have to say something.
Why don't you come on with me, take the night off, and we'll make them two look like Cliff Richard and Widdicombe.
Karen, we can't afford 70 acres of Cheshire countryside.
Oh, we're better than Maudsley Guest House.
Can we just forget about wedding venues for now?
Yeah, all right. Take the night off and we'll go and do some honeymoon practicing instead.
I can't. I've got no one to look after you, sweet.
Baby, you've been working all day.
I've got a wedding to pay for.
It's just that, I went to a little boutique over the weekend to try and get some underwear for the big day. And there was lots of gorgeous stuff. There was a little French red number and something from Italy and a little black piece from Sweden. And well, I just didn't know what to buy, so I got them all.
We're supposed to be saving up.
But you could help me decide, baby. You could come on with me, I'll give you a demonstration, and we could have our own private Eurovision song contest.
Tracy, look, I'm talking from personal bitter experience. People are going to find out in the long run, OK? It's better they find out sooner rather than later. You know, the longer this goes on, the worse it gets.
Look, I'm not proud of what I've done to Roy as it is. And now on top of everything else, you want me to break his heart by telling him?
Look, it's not going to break his heart. He'll be upset, but he'll get over it. You know, and in the long run, Roy and Hayley will thank you. They'll be pleased that he never touched you, never did out to you.
I can't.
You'll be doing them a favour.
Roy won't see it like that.
Right now, Roy's got no real bond with the baby. He hasn't seen it born. He's not held it in his arms. And it's better the truth comes out before he does. Tracy, look, I know what I'm talking about. Tell Roy. And tell Steve. You know, and do it quick. Do it before it's too late.
I can't afford to.
You can't afford not to, love.
Do you want the truth? Do you want the whole ugly truth, warts and all?
There's more. Okay.
They're paying me to have it. I'm selling my baby to them. And at 6:30, they're going to be coming round here with my next cash instalment.
You're going to sell your baby?
Yeah.
No, Tracy, you can't.
Watch me.
You sleep with Roy Cropper for a bet. You drug him. You sleep with Blanche's boyfriend because you thought he was loaded, and you're gonna sell your own baby.
Yes.
Tracy, what's happened to you? What sort of a woman are you?
I don't know. I don't know what's happened to me. All I know is this baby is a curse. It's my punishment. It doesn't deserve me, and I don't deserve it.
In the last couple of months, you've pushed your overdraft to its limit. You've made early withdrawals on your high-interest savings account. Is there a problem I should know about?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
I could let you have, say, 5,000.
Simple. I give my baby to the Croppers. They love it, they bring it up, and I've got the money to start again. Somewhere else. A clean slate, that is what I really want, Peter, a clean slate.
Without your baby?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I'm ever going to see Simon again. And believe me, the thought of that is killing me, Trace.
Yeah, well, your situation's different from mine.
Yeah, no, but I've been in Steve McDonald's situation. You know, if you're having that baby, then he's got a right to know that.
No, he's not interested. No, all he cares about is Karen.
No, but if he knows you're carrying his baby, he'll get interested.
What, you think so?
Well, I know that because I've been in the same situation with Lucy. You know, I thought me and her were history, but a child changes everything. I mean, it might take him a couple of days to get his head round it. He might fall out with Karen. But if he knew that baby exists, he'd want to be a part of its life. He'd want to help bring it up.
Do you really think so?
What would you prefer, Trace? A lump sum off Roy Cropper, and you never see your baby again, which will make you miserable forever, okay? Or continued financial and emotional support from Steve McDonald, and you and him can get together and you can work out what you're going to do with the baby. And also, Trace, what would the baby want? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Roy's a nice fella, but would you want him as a dad? So it's better the truth comes out. It's better for the baby. It's better for Steve. It's better for Roy in the long run, and it's better for you. Okay? And if you're saying you want a clean slate, a newborn baby's the cleanest slate you're ever gonna get.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds easy the way you're saying it.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's easy. But why don't you give it a try? I'll tell you what, don't take any money off the Croppers tonight. Go round and see Steve. Tell him the truth. See what he says. Never know. He might surprise you.
Cheers. Thank you. So she's back?
Yeah. And you'll never guess where she was.
I don't care where she was, Sal. If she's going to be late back from school, she should phone us up.
She's been for an audition at Nicole's, but she didn't want to tell us in case she didn't get the part. But guess what?
She got the part.
Not just any old part. They're doing Grease, Kev, and Rosie is going to be Rizzo.
What, is that the Olivia Newton-John part?
Sandy? No, Sandy's a boy and old bimbo part. No, Rizzo, it's a much more demanding role, Kevin. It's the star part. Them dancing lessons, they are definitely paying off.
Well, glad I've not been wasting my money.
Oi! You two! You'll be getting the ice bucket over you the way you're carrying on.
Oh, what's this, Shell? Jealous?
No, nauseous.
Should we go back to your place for some privacy? Or have we got time for another drink before your curfew starts?
That would be a quick one.
Have you seen Steve?
You just missed him.
He's doing a night shift in the office.
After a full day at work, the sooner you start doing some proper work in that place, the better. Steve isn't going to carry you forever, Tracy.
Sure.
He's asleep.
You know, when I look at the mess that Peter's made of things, I can't help thinking if I'd been a better father, he might have turned out to be a better man.
He is responsible for his own actions.
But I let him down. I let his sister down as well, and she made mistakes too. And I've got another child who I never see. And if my long life has taught me anything, it's that a child needs his father. Look, if you want Simon to grow up into someone you're proud of, don't keep him apart from his dad.
I'm sorry if you blame yourself for the way that Peter and Tracy have turned out. Who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe if you'd done things differently, he might have been a better man. But he is what he is.
He wants to do right by his child.
And there must be a million kids in this country growing up with single women in loving, caring, safe environments. But not one of them would benefit from growing up anywhere near the influence of Peter Barlow.
Hi.
Oh, do you want 67 Murphy Drive? Don't fancy doing a stint on the switch, do you?
Well, I wouldn't know how.
Well, it'll only take me an hour or so to show you the ropes.
Not tonight, Steve.
Look, we've only got 3 cars out. Be a doddle.
I'm not in the mood.
Come on. Time and a half. I've been working all day and Karen's giving me a really hard time about it.
How are the wedding plans going?
Don't ask.
You are looking forward to it, though, aren't you?
Suppose.
Settling down, a couple of kids, maybe.
Karen prefers spending my money on shoes far too much to worry about kids.
And what about you? Don't you want kids?
One day. Right now, I prefer a radio operator.
We are 17 minutes late. Not the best of starts.
If she won't accept our offer, we're just going to have to plead.
Is Tracy in?
No, she's gone out.
Do you know where?
No.
It's just that we had an appointment with her. We are running a little late.
Well, you just missed her, Roy. I'm sorry.
I've just seen Karen. She was a bit off with me.
No, I won't worry about that.
Did you ever tell her about our little fling?
No, and it's more trouble than it's worth, especially now you work for me.
So she doesn't know?
No. And if you want to keep your job in your eyes, let's keep it that way, shall we?
We weren't doing anything wrong. You two had split up. She'd done a runner.
Yeah, I know, but it's history. It doesn't matter.
Well, it matters to me.
Look, Trace, I know I was a bit off with you when we finished.
I was a bit hurt at the time, yeah.
But we're friends now, aren't we, eh?
Yeah. I'm pleased we're getting on again.
Yeah, well, me too.
I need a friend at the moment.
What are you doing here, Trace?
I just came round for a chat.
What about?
The future.
What, when you pass your test, or?
Not exactly.
Oh, come on, Trace, what is it? Spit it out.
Oh, there you are.
We've been looking everywhere for you.
I'm sorry we're a little bit late.
We were hoping for a word with Tracy.
In private, if you don't mind.
It's not convenient right now.
Has she started work?
No, it's okay.
We'll wait for you outside. Won't be a minute.
Go on, then.
Get the check out, so we're ready for it. Actually seeing it in black and white might make it harder to refuse.
Oi! You two have missed the boat.
Tracy, please, they kept us waiting at the bank. They just wouldn't give us what you asked for.
But they have agreed to £5,000. This is it here. You can have it right now.
5,000?
It's all they give us.
And that's post-dated, so you can cancel that.
No, we won't.
And don't forget that this is extra. £5,000 extra. On top of the 20 we've already agreed for the baby.
Just to do one simple little thing for us.
Please, accept it, Tracy.
If Roy were to lose this baby, it'd break his heart.
Both our hearts.
We've tried to pretend that it doesn't matter to us, but it was all an act. It means everything to us. We will love it and cherish it and look after it. We'll be the best parents it could ever have. Please, Tracy, please, we're begging you.
Accept the cheque. Please.
Hi, Shell.
Hiya.
You all right?
Yeah?
No more trouble from Lucy, then?
I don't think me and her will see much of each other from now on, which I'm glad about, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad about that myself.
You got all you deserved.
I know.
It's time to move on now.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, Shell.
Hi.
You back?
Yeah.
What is it you want, Trace?
I've been thinking.
About what?
A lot. A hell of a lot.
Well, anything in particular?
About what you were saying before about Karen.
What about him?
Look, if you want to go home to her, I'll work your shift.
Cheers, Trace. You're a star. Listen, I'll just give her a ring and then I'll show you what to do. Babe, it's me. Tracy's gonna do the switch, so I can come home now.